keep on telling people that the best way to move forward is to keep pushing yourself, keep doing the best that you can do. Yeah. Stay positive, stay grinding, keep on focusing on everything that you need to focus on, you know. Don't let nothing slow you down, don't let nothing stop you from being the person that you are. Yep, everything that you do, you got to do it for the purposes that you make. Because it's up to you to keep it going, you know. It's up to you to keep it thriving. It's up to you to be the best version of yourself. Don't let nothing or anybody stop you from achieving your goal. Because you got goals, and you got to keep on putting them to use, and keep on saying that, hey, you know, I got this. I'm not letting nothing stop me. Nothing's gonna slow me down. I'm just gonna keep on lifting myself up, brushing my shoulders off, and I'm gonna keep on working. I'm not stopping for nobody. It's a lot of wonderful things that you gotta know that, you know, that you'd never even imagine. But the beautiful thing is that you keep on pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself. That's all you can ask for. Beautiful things. Say there's so many things out there that's priceless. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. 100%. Yeah. So, thing about stress, man. Thing about it is you just gotta make sure you keep yourself grounded. They got a lot of wonderful techniques and lifestyle changes that you can be able to do for yourself, as far as being able to overcome, you know, those stress levels, and you know, being able to, you know, I like to call them in the moment techniques. So like, what I like is, you know, you got like three things you see, three things that you hear, and the three body parts, that's your fingers, your toes, and your arms. You know, focus on those, and ensure that you have like deep breathing. So if you ever feel stressed out, or you're ever feeling down and out, just be able to breathe like this. Just take deep breaths. Keep taking deep breaths, and you know, don't let nothing get into your head or have anxiety and things like that, but just keep going, you know? Yeah. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Echo. Thank you so much for everything, you know? You've been down for me since day one, and I'm just glad you're out here doing your big one, man. Glad you're doing your thing, because that's awesome. I'm just glad you graduated from high school, you know? Just being able to step into your next level and your next chapter in life, which is what you're gonna be able to do after this. So it's a blessing. It is a true blessing, man. Yeah, Fader Echo, I'm proud of you, man. Glad you're doing your big one for sure. So keep on working hard. I'm proud of you. You amazing, man. That's awesome. But yeah. So what you gotta focus on to reduce stress and have those like moments where you have to make sure that for one you hold your breath and breathe out. That's a good way to, relieve you of that stress is to hold in your breath, release it, and just maybe hold it for like 4 or 5 seconds. Like, just being able to do that is like being able to, you can find other ways to relieve your stress too. You know, like splash cold water on your face. Make sure you like rotate your wrist and squeeze some stress balls and things like that. It's like a good way to release physical tension. It's a good way for you to show that whatever's going on in your life, I'm not gonna take it lying down. I'm gonna just keep on moving. Be able to punch a punching bag. But don't let nothing tear you down. Just keep on lifting yourself up. Good thing that you should do, and I should even do this for myself. But at most, I get about maybe a good 7 hours regularly. But if you're able to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep and make it like a routine, that's good too. And do it like, you know, but right before you go, uh, focus on like meditation and do it for like 30 to 60 minutes, before you go to bed. Make sure you like put everything away. Don't be on the cell phone, don't be on the computer, but just give yourself some time to just clear your mind, make everything blank. And they say that if you're able to cool your brain down a couple of degrees, you will go to sleep automatically. So you go to sleep automatically, and you don't have to worry about, you know, all that stress that you're dealing with and things like that. You just focus on what you got to focus on and keep those goals, make it a priority, and just tell yourself that you got this. You're not going to let nothing happen to you as far as what you're doing, what your potential is. But you're going to keep on going forward and keep on progressing the best way you know how. So, yeah. But yeah. If you have like something that's in your mind that's a distraction, uh, try to overcome that by maybe listening to like a favorite song or take like a 5 minute walk, or engage in a quick like hobby or like do some sketching on your computer, do some sketching on a piece of paper, break that cycle of like anxious thoughts, because those thoughts are gonna keep you awake at night. Then you're more stressed out because not only are you able to go back to sleep, but now you have so much going on in your mind that you're not able to break whatever that is, so that you'll be able to get some good rest. Sleep is the most important, y'all. And I try to get maybe 6 or 7 myself. I'm still working on that. I still got days where I'm like focusing on getting some good sleep. During the week, the latest I'll probably go to bed is like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and that way I'm able to get a good 6 hours before I'm, awake and being able to do my, go on with my day, I mostly go to bed at like 12:30, 12:45. It's not that long, so I'm definitely happy about that, because sometimes you just gotta understand that all all this all these things that your mind is dealing with, and the thoughts that are going through your head. It could be good, it could be bad, and that's what you gotta understand is that nothing comes easy. It takes a whole lot of work to be able to do a whole lot of things, you know. So I always say if you want to be able to prioritize yourself, sometimes like being able to do work on yourself for the long term. I would say do like some regular exercises, like you know activities like walking, jogging, maybe even doing some yoga. You know, which it can like be like mood lifters, and it takes your mind to a different realm for yourself. You don't have to worry about all those other things that you have to deal with. So, you know, healthy diet, working on your diet, that's a big one. A lot of people have, a lot of things that, they're working on, take away the caffeine, take away the alcohol, because sometimes it'll trigger and it'll actually worsen your anxiety if you're like all shakes and things like that. So anything with caffeine, alcohol, and things like that, they're like triggers for anxiety. So definitely got to be careful with that. And yeah, and I say set boundaries. Set boundaries for yourself. Like, um, best thing that I could say for people is to just say no. Just say no. You know, say no to extra responsibilities that'll overwhelm you. And it'll take away. You're building yourself up to fail because you have so much on your plate that you want to accomplish, and you have a lot of things on your to-do list that you're not able to put yourself in a position for you to achieve your goals because you're stacking them so much. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. Where if you leave a couple of eggs and then have some other eggs that you have on the back burner, you can put those eggs in that basket, but leave it for when the time comes for you that you've already achieved some of your goals and that you're able to put more in that basket than what you've already, you know, done for yourself and things like that. So, but yeah, don't just keep on piling up tasks and overwhelming yourself. Don't put your don't put so much on your shoulders that it's like boulders coming down on you. Get those things off your back and do what you're able to do. Take small steps. Take small steps and continue to process and go in the right direction for yourself. You know. Hey, how you doing? Kuda, how are you? How you doing? You doing all right? So, yeah, it sounds hard, but it's not. It can be hard, but you just gotta focus on putting yourself in the right direction for you to be successful. Yeah, don't try to overdo it. You know, don't try to overdo it, but just keep on going with the flow and keep on fighting that good fight. Because a lot of times you just don't realize the important things until they're gone. So you just gotta keep on focusing on the good, you know, and don't focus so much on the bad. The bad is gonna be there because that's life. That's what all the people say. No pun intended. I do like that song though. I do like that song. So what you gotta do is you gotta focus on the good and being able to put yourself in that situation where you're like, oh, well, it's not easy, but I'm definitely gonna keep on fighting that good fight. You know. So also being able to, talk about things, having like social groups and things like that. Talk to people that are trustworthy, like some very close friends, family members who can offer emotional support and be there, even if you just have like just to be like a shoulder to cry on, or just being there to help you figure out what you need to figure out. They don't even have to say anything, but they're just being in, you know, being able to just support you and be there for you is just a blessing within itself. So you got a good support system. Maybe even go the professional route. It's okay to have a therapist. To help you out with the things and being able to talk to them about your problems and things like that. And I get it. It's hard to just focus on one um one thing when you have so many other things going on, and it's hard to just talk to anybody about it. You have to build trust. You have to build trust with that person. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be always hard. You know, because if you have like high things that's going on as far as patterns, being able to talk to doctors about your issues and stuff like that, you can always have like medications for it, but also focus on other things as far as being able to get those things out your system, as far as don't be afraid to ask for help. Asking for help is the best thing that you could do. I feel like being able to focus on everything that you're there to focus on, that's the best way for you to succeed. Trust me. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. But the good thing is that you can only do so much that you can control, but don't let it stop you from achieving your goals. Life is what you make it. So you keep on going in the right direction. It's gonna be good in the long run. You know. Yeah. A lot of times you don't realize things until they're looking at you right in the face. They're looking at you right in the face, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming," but I definitely know that this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is where I need to be right here, right now. You know, being a guy with a spinal cord injury, I can tell you about the hard times and the difficult times that are ahead, and what I had to deal with in the past and things like that. Me being the way that I am right now, I'm just so grateful and so thankful that I'm able to proceed and being able to grow, learn from my mistakes, and also I was able to overcome the darkest times of my life, and I was able to focus on the positive things and only focusing on the things that I can control, Not being able to walk is one of the biggest setbacks that I've had to face because I was a true athlete. I did all types of sports. I did swimming, lacrosse, I did bowling, I did track and field, basketball. Mom didn't let me play football, but you know, yeah. But I was definitely happy to be able to do those things, and I was very, very athletic. And being as though life will push you in a different way, and you see something that you wasn't expecting, the blessing is that I'm still here. I'm still here working hard and still trying my best to be back to where I was. You know, I was, prior to the accident, I was doing a lot of good things, working hard for myself. I want things to happen in a different way for me. I want things to go in a different direction, Not the same guy that I once was. I definitely learned from this situation, and I learned about the good and the bad, the ugly, you know. So I'm just putting my best foot forward and keep on thriving the best way that I know how. And I don't let nothing like this tear me down. Nothing's gonna tear me down. Just like nothing should tear you guys down. You guys are the future. And you can determine whether if you want your future to be bright or not. It's all up to you. Don't let nothing stop you from being the best versions of yourself. Nobody's gonna tear you down unless you let them tear you down. Unless you let them tear you down, you have nothing to worry about. It's all on you. It's all on you. It's all on you what you can do for yourself. What you can do for yourself. So being able to say, look, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna keep on running with it. I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping for nobody. This is everything that I need. This is everything that I want, and this is how I'm gonna achieve. So, yeah, a lot of times, you got those long-term strategies that you can focus on and things like that. You know, I would say keep a journal, to track what situations or thoughts that lead to anxiety and being able to understand those patterns. You know, make it easy to prepare for when that next time you get anxiety, you can see where it's coming from. You'll be able to be easily prepared for it. Challenge those thoughts. You know, when you have worries and doubts, just ask yourself, is this a fact or is this just a thought? You know, what is the evidence of this? You know, what am I doing to try to change myself and make myself a better person? You know, I'm replacing those negative thoughts, and I'm realizing that these Negative thoughts are gonna break eventually because I'm gonna break this cycle. I'm not gonna focus on these negative things anymore. I'm just gonna focus on the positive things. So I keep myself keeping track of when the next time I have like an anxiety attack or I'm feeling stressed out about something, I'm gonna write it down, gonna keep it in there, and then I'm gonna try to find a way to overcome it. I'm not gonna let it stop me. This is not what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna keep on being on that worry time, you know. I'm gonna keep on popping out and trying to see the things that will make my day worthwhile. To keep it from taking over, your whole day and things like that. Just being able to find little moments that are living in the moments out of a long, hard, stressful day. You're able to be like, oh, well, you know what? I had a lot of stressful things today. I had a lot of things going on today, but I was able to focus on this one little thing that made the day worth it. You focus on that little thing, right? And now that's your whole day right there. Being able to say, you know what, that little moment was the moment that I needed to be able to get through this stressful day, you know? So I was able to go through a lot, you know. But try to keep on doing your best way to not let the stress or worry take over, and ruin your whole day. Just be able to say to yourself what I have to do, what I need to do, get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you know. Try to take away or limit the amount of caffeine and alcohol you take in because those are triggers. Those are triggers that's gonna bring your anxiety up and up, and it's not gonna stop because you know you have something that's just making you go a little crazy, making you go cuckoo. You know, just gotta just gotta focus on being your best self. You can only control what you can control. You can't control anything that's gonna come your way. That's gonna tear your life apart. You know, if it comes into your life, and just be able to clear that spirit out and be like, I'm not gonna take this. I'm not gonna take this lying down. This is not me. This is not the person that I want to be. This is not the person that I need to be. I can only control what I can control, and I'm gonna be a better person for it. This is going to be me. I am in control of my life. That's what I can control. I can control my life, who I am as a person, and I'm not letting nothing stop me. I'm gonna keep on going, you know? God gives you some trials, tribulations, and He's gonna test you. But at the end of the day, you know, He's doing the best thing for you because He created you, He loves you, and He knows the limit that you're able to do for yourself, and He knows the outcome as far as when you were born to when you're gonna leave. But as you continue to keep on looking at this world and living the life that you're living, you can either make it worse for yourself or change it for the better. But just keep on thriving. Keep on thriving and striving. Because everything that you do from this point on, you're doing it for Him. You know? But I always say, like, maybe even keeping yourself active, maintain regular physical activities like, you know, jogging, walking, do some things around your house if it's, too cold outside, I think the best way to get your exercise is when it is cold, because now you're doing things and you're like building up, you know, your body for those like cold temperatures and things like that. But good thing is in a couple weeks, hopefully we're gonna be seeing those high 60s, low 70s. We'll be able to get back to the normal spring weather. You'll be able to go out there, still do your exercises, still do the best you can, Just keep on functioning daily, A lot of things that you got to work on, and the things that can just destroy you is that anxiety can just interfere with your work, relationships, daily functioning. But consider reaching out to a family member, a friend, even if you got to go the professional route and see a psychologist, tell them about your problem, but you gotta make sure that you have that that you're doing something to protect yourself and know what you gotta do as far as the person that you want to be, cause it's all on you. It's up to you to achieve your goals and for you to keep on doing the best that you can for yourself. A lot of times, people can put you in a position where you don't want to be in. They can tear you down verbally, mentally, but you can't let people take control. You know? You can't let people just come into your life and take control over it. You know? You gotta focus on being your best self. What you have to offer. The person that you want to be. The person that you're striving to be. It's all on you now. Life is what you make it. You can either succeed at it or it can just tear you apart. A lot of times we just don't know. Just don't know what we can do as far as being the person that we're supposed to be. But a lot of times in those situations, you got a lot going on. But we're not letting that stop us. It's not going to stop us. We're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on. We're going to keep on doing our big one. That's all we can do at this point, y'all. Is just keep on succeeding and keep on thriving. Loving the person that you are. Gotta love yourself. Self-care, making sure that your inside is good so it can reflect on what your outside looks like. All you gotta do is focus on the journey, focus on the bigger picture. Sometimes it takes those small steps before you're able to take those big leaps. So starts off small, and then as you finally have a pinpoint or something that's keeping you to where you want to be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish, put yourself going out there and doing the best that you can for yourself. That's all. That if people see that, they're gonna be like, I want to do that. I want to be like that, you know? Now all of a sudden, you're infatuated and you're infecting like people in a positive way to where they see what you're doing and they're like, well, if I am able to do it, you can be able to do it too. And then people will say, like, well, if he can do it, or if she can do it, then I can do it as well. You know, sometimes it's one of those snowball effects where, like, you're a little snowball, you're just rolling down a hill, and you're just bringing a lot of people with you in a positive way where it's like, whoa, next thing you know, that snowball's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and people are now trying to follow your lead, being that, you know, you're going through so much. It's not the end of the world, but you're putting your best foot forward. You're succeeding during the long run. Long run is difficult, but it's not impossible, you know? Definitely not impossible. Everything that you do it to achieve the best way that you know how. You know? Sometimes like having those little moments where you feel like, well, I didn't know that that was possible. But there's no such thing as impossible. All you gotta do is know that there's something out there waiting for you. You didn't even know that you were ready for, you know? But going back to what I said, you know, being able to deal with that anxiety and stress, focus on deep breathing, relaxing yourself, you know, living in the moment, finding out that whatever this is, it's not gonna break me. It's not gonna take over. I'm gonna keep it to where I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna thrive through this. This is everything that I want, and this is everything that's gonna happen to where I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna keep on focusing on my big one. I'm not letting nothing stress me out. I'm not letting nothing take over. I'm gonna keep on thriving, man. It's all I could do at this point. Cause the more that I focus on my goals, the better that I'm gonna be. You know, dealing with a lot of things that you can't control, like being able to control yourself as far as being able to move, you know, your spinal cord and things like that. It's hard. It's difficult. It's definitely a challenge. But whatever you can do to give yourself a brighter day and know that even through the darkest times, there's always that bright light at the end of the tunnel that'll make you say, oh yeah, even though I've been through the darkest of places and been through the darkest things and the darkest times of my life, I'm just thankful that I'm able to see that bright light. And I'm going to keep on pushing, keep on moving, keep on going forward till I see that light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So I'm able to now focus on the beautiful things in life instead of just going through that dark tunnel trying to figure out what's going on next and what's going to happen in my life next. Or you have a lot of time to focus on that down the road. But right now, you got to focus on your big one. You got to focus on your big self. You got to focus on your inner self. And you got to take care of your inner self, because your inner self is how people see you and see the glow that you give to your outer self. If you feel terrible or you're messing yourself inside, it's going to reflect on your outside to where you're like, oh man, well, I definitely see why I'm going through what I'm going through, because I know that I'm not taking good care of myself. My inside, I'm treating like crap. And when you treat your inside like crap, it shows on your outside. It shows on your outside. And now, you're not looking too good, you know? But, like I said, if you just keep on uh, doing like slow, deep breaths, and do that for like 5 seconds, like, keep on doing that for as long as you can, and your body is now in a relaxation response. It relaxes your body. Your body's in relax mode when you have deep breaths and you're able to clear your mind, because now you're just focusing on one thing. You're focusing on your breathing, and you're not focusing on the stress and anxiety that you've had. You know, if you keep on doing it for the long run, but you can't think of stressful situations and stressful things while you're doing your deep breaths. You just gotta focus on that one thing, and that's deep breathing. If you focus on that and you take everything else away, clear everything, let everything be flushed out. In the name of Jesus, take everything, you flush it away. You just focus on your deep breathing. Your body goes in a relaxation state. Now it's a relaxed response that your body is showing. You feel more relaxed when you just sit there and just do deep breathing. You're now in like a relaxation response. So just focus on that. Focus on, keep on moving, your yourself as far as your neck, your head, you know, doing exercises, mouth exercises. You know, just keeping yourself active as far as your exercise and things like that, because it works, and it works for the long haul. You know, I always say use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. You know, identify 5 things that you see. You can touch, you hear, you smell, and you can also taste. Those 3. Last ones are the big ones. But if you do all 5 of them, you're in good business. Those are techniques that you need to do as far as your senses, your 5 senses. So, things that you see, things you can touch, things that you can hear, things you can smell, and things you can taste. You know? I also say try, you know, progressive muscle relaxation, or something as simple as just like washing your face with cold water. You know, being able to splash a little bit on your face to be like, ah, refreshing. You know, being able to be mindful of your surroundings. You know, knowledge and anxiety, and having all these ancient, anxious thoughts. You know, things like that. It's like nobody's gonna judge you but yourself of the thoughts that you're hearing or feeling in your mind. Nobody else can know them but you. It's up to you to change who you are. You know, I always say regular exercise and activity, such like, you know, it's a good reducing stress as far as being able to do yoga, you know, being able to stretch your, you know, legs, extremities, stretch your arms, do something for your body that will help you reduce that stress, you know. One of the big things is maintain a healthy diet. Maintain a healthy diet, you know. Don't let nothing tear you down. Don't let nothing stop you from doing the things that you want to do. And being able to say, I don't want I don't want that. But have willpower to be able to keep your body healthy so that you can do the goals that you want to be able to do and accomplish. Because if you have a unhealthy diet, most likely you're not going to be able to do the exercises, those techniques, and things like that that you wanted to be able to do. You know, constant sleep, very, very important. And that's one of those practice what I preach moments because it's hard to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Most on a good day, some people can get maybe about 4 or 5 before they're waking up again. You know, me, I get about maybe 6 or 7, most sometimes 6. I'm talking on a regular basis, but even after that, I feel refreshed. I feel ready to go. I'm not letting nothing hold me back. And if I do start feeling a little stress, I'll just lean my chair back and I'll just close my eyes, think about those deep breaths, and also do a little bit of meditation. You know, doing a little bit of meditation to help you out as far as the goals and what you want to be able to achieve. You know, find a way to carry yourself and get yourself over that hump. So many milestones are going to be put in your way, but it's safe to say that you're still working on bettering yourself every single day. You know, it's nothing that you can't do because everything that you do, you're doing for him, and he's going to be able to put you in a position for you to succeed. Keep yourself motivated, keep yourself going for that goal, you know, being able to find a way to love and be able to push yourself to the limit. Push yourself to the limit. A lot of times we just don't understand the beautiful things that we were here on this earth to see. But a lot of times we find a way to break those cycles. That's been carrying so long, and we're able to find a way to look past those cycles, break those bad habits. You know, I tell you, there's nothing wrong with seeing professional help. You know, a lot of times if you stay connected, don't isolate yourself, maintain contact with friends and family. You know, keep that close bond with them, you know, to help you improve your mood. Because it's nothing like being around other people, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert. Being around other people is a good way for you to improve your mood. Now, for extrovert, they need to be around people so that they can boost up their energy battery. Whereas an introvert loves being by themselves, right? To recharge. Being by themselves helps them recharge so that when they do get around other people, they have that energy battery up and loaded already. You know, but being around people for them is draining, so they need that alone time so that they can recharge themselves. And then being able to be with people and enjoy themselves, you know, and not being, you know, so overly drained because they didn't have that special alone time that they need, you know. So stay connected, you know, make sure family or friends or whoever is a part of your life, keep some close people in your inner circle, even if it's small. Even if it's small, even if your inner circle is small, just remember that even if it's small, you still have a small percentage of those people that's going to be in your life. Even if it's just you and God, you know, find a way to get close to Him, stay connected, you know, maintain contact, you know, and He'll answer your prayers, you know, talk to Him and things like that. But yeah, that's everything that you need, and that's everything that you want to be able to do as far as the person that you want to become. So, eating healthy, maintaining a balanced diet is always good. You know, avoid substance use like alcohol, drugs, because that can worsen your anxiety, can worsen your stress, and it can also put you in a deep depression, right? Where you're so depressed that you're just not taking care of that problem. You're just numbing yourself. You're numbing yourself in a situation where you're like, wow, I don't feel no pain. And that's why people become addicted to those substances because they have no pain. They feel like this is a great way to numb the situation, but not only is it affecting you as a person, it's affecting your mind. So you're doing things now while you're under the influence that you never did before when you were sober. You're a whole different person. Ugly, nasty, dirty individual. When you're sober, everyone's like, this is the person that I know. this is the person that I like. But then you see another side of yourself. Only the people around you will see it. You're doing it, not even realize what you're doing because the drugs and the alcohol have taken over. You're not yourself. They say they show your true feelings. You're showing your true feelings, but you're showing them in a negative light because it brings out the worst in you, where you have no control, you have no filter, you have nothing. You have nothing as far as people coming into your life, and now they see who you are. They don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want to be a part of that life of you being a complete and total drunk, or you're a drug user, things like that. Now you're in a situation where you're like, what am I doing? After after you finish going on your rampage, getting drunk, getting high, you know, it's like you're no longer in control of your body, right? Your body doesn't want it, so it does everything it can to get rid of that substance. The bad part is that you're going with withdrawal. Your body and your mind are two different things. What you want your mind to do, your body's like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. I can't do that. Your body tells you what you can and cannot do, but your brain is saying that I would love to be able to do all these things. I can do all these things. I'm still feeling, like I can accomplish all these things. But your body's like, wait a minute. Nah, not so fast. Your body tells you differently. And your body is probably going to win 85% of the time because your brain can tell you one thing, but your physical body is telling you a different thing. And you got to go with your body because that's what your body is. Your body is you. The body is what you're able to understand that this is my body. And if my body's saying that I'm not able to do this or that, your mind's telling you one thing, your body's telling you something else. Your mind is such a powerful thing where it can actually take over your body, and now your body's doing things that you never thought was possible because you're going off of your mind. But because your mind and your body are connected as one, everything that you think about with your body and the things that you think about as far as your mind is concerned, and you have that mindset to where your body starts to follow because your mind tells your body to do everything. It tells you to move your hands. It tells you to move your feet. It tells anything that your mind is telling you, the body is at that connection. That connection where your mind is telling you that I'm doing this, and if my mind is saying it, the body is doing it. But there's also those disconnects where your body is so weak. Flesh is weak. Everything is weak that you have the mindset, you know. You know the difference between right and wrong because we are sinners. A lot of people tend to do the wrong thing. It's unfortunate, but that's what we had to deal with as far as who we are as people and what we are doing as far as our life is concerned. And what we gotta understand is that we just gotta put ourselves in a position where we're not going through all these things. What I like to do is I love setting small goals for myself. I like to break tasks into smaller achievements. You know, like achieving the small steps so that you don't feel overwhelmed, you know? You do too much, it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to be upset because you feel like you haven't finished all those goals that you put on one plate. You have to break it down, break it into smaller tasks, you know? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like I said, you know, being able to have a lot is something that's going to be overwhelming and something that you're not going to be able to control in the long run. Being able to have self-care. This is a big one. Engage, in activities. Things that you enjoy. You know, if you don't feel motivated or things like that, try to do things that you love, do things that you enjoy, do things that will help you uh, be alive, feel alive. Everyone loves something, and hopefully it's something that's good for you and it'll help you down the road. Like, do watch a movie, play play a good video game, hang out with your friends and family, doing good positive things with each other. But the best thing is to manage the stress. Manage the stress that you're dealing with. Practice those relaxation tips that I was telling you about, like the deep breathing, doing yoga, meditation, or even like writing. For me, writing is the best. Writing is the best stress reliever, It's so good to write things down and be able to take over. It's it's like knowing that depression is like a medical condition. You know, it's that's what it is. It's not a sign of weakness, you know, nothing like that. So, if you're struggling, to find energy to start somewhere, just find a way to have those manageable steps and being able to do the things that you want to do with your life, enjoy your life. Find a way to love yourself, find a way to put yourself in a position where you know that there's a higher power and you need help. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. You know? It's okay. You don't have to focus on all these bad things that are happening to you, you know? You don't gotta put all this on. It doesn't have to be all on you. This doesn't have to be the final chapter. You can write your own chapter, your next chapter. Everything that you did in that one chapter, you can close it. Begin a new chapter in your life and start afresh. Start anew. Being able to take over the things that you're able to control, put it into your next chapter. You've already finished this one. Now it's time to go on to the next one. It's time to figure out why you are who you are. Figure out the person that you want to be. Figure out the person that you want to become. Being able to know yourself and love yourself. This is the biggest thing that you have to do, and the biggest thing that you have to focus on. Because it's nothing wrong with taking control over your life and becoming the best version of yourself. Love is so powerful. If you have love in your life, there's nothing that you can't do. It's something that can help you as far as not being an emotion, but it's something that just brings so much life into this world. Love is so powerful, y'all. And for people that are in your life that love you, those are the people that you want to be around, the people that you want to see, and the people that are going to be there for you for the long haul. And if you love someone else, be sure to tell them. It's going to not only brighten up their day, but it's going to brighten up their spirit. And they're going to be better off. And they're going to love you for it. And they're going to be like, I really appreciated that. I really needed to hear that. Everything that I was going through, just hearing those 3 words, I love you. That just changed my whole thought process. That just changed my whole life for the better. That made me who I wanted to be, and I'm thankful for that. I needed to hear that. You could change someone's life just by saying those 3 words. It could be a stranger. It could be a stranger on the street that you go and you say, hey, God loves you and so do I. And then all of a sudden they're thinking, whoa, what just happened? Wow. A stranger just told me that they love me. Not only are their minds completely in a spiral, but it does something to them where they don't know it yet, but they feel it. They feel it and they're like, wow, I can't believe that that person just said that. Love is the most powerful thing. It's the most powerful emotion that you can ever imagine. And everything that you put in front of you, there's nothing else that can happen in your life that can be able to tear you down or make you into the person that you don't want to be. But you continue to bless yourself and let God be a light, and being able to take you through this journey, being able to survive all these negative things that the world has given us, being able to conquer those obstacles, conquer those milestones, and being the best version of yourself. Being able to go through those circles, being able to go through those lines and tough spots where you're like, I don't think I'll be able to do this. That's the negativity talking. All you have to do is keep on going positive, saying that whatever's putting in front of me, I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to conquer this. I'm not letting nothing like this bring me down at all. This is me. This is who I am. This is the person that I want to be. And this is the person that I'm going to be. I'm proud of who I am. I love the person that I've become. Not only am I doing things the right way, but I'm also taking those steps that God has given me. Letting me be able to take those steps. Letting me be able to move in a direction that God wants me to move in. There's so many things that you can do in your life. So many opportunities. You know, like they always say, when one door opens, it's not the end. Because there's another door somewhere that's going to open. And then, being as though that one door closed that you thought, oh, that was maybe my opportunity. No. There's so many other doors out there for you that it's like, oh, okay. Maybe this is my opportunity right here. Because the way that life will give you so much, life is going to give you so much that you're not ready for. But you're also knowing that everything that I do, I'm doing for myself, I'm doing for God, and I'm doing this for the people who support me and love me and want me to succeed. I'm finding a way through this. I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm taking those steps. I'm taking those little steps that turn to big steps. Now, not only am I taking those steps, but I'm leaping. I'm leaping. I'm jumping. I'm thriving. I'm doing the best thing for myself. Because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. And you become stronger for it. You're stronger. Now, not only are you stronger, but you're wiser. You're climbing up that level to success. And you keep on climbing. And you don't let nothing stop you from climbing to where you need to go. And it's a long climb. You know, there's no end, and it's always hard to reach the top. But no matter how much you want to give up, that's the best time to keep on going. Keep on rising, keep on lifting yourself up, keep on climbing. Because as you continue to go up, people will always try to find a way to bring you down or keep you in that same spot that you were in before. But you have to say, I'm not stopping and I'm not going back down. I'm lifting my head up high and I'm going to keep on climbing. And if you're not climbing with me, then you're going to be left in the dust. Because I'm going to keep on climbing to achieve my goals that I want to achieve. You know? And that's all I can do. That's all I can do for myself. And that's all I can do to be the best version of myself. Because this is what I want to do. This is the person that I want to be. And I've already set it in stone. And like I said, there's going to be milestones and obstacles in your way that'll tear you down, break you off, take you off that road to success. You know, be a thorn in your side. You know, sometimes you just gotta look at that and try your best to overcome it. And it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be the hardest thing you have to do, dealing with those milestones and obstacles. Why? Because that's life. Life is not easy. Life is always hard. But it's up to you to make it the best life that you're able to give for yourself. So, everything that you can do, not only are you doing it for God, but you're doing it to help benefit you with God guiding you on the way so that you can be the best version of yourself, so you can be the best version for other people, and other people can look at you and say, wow, if he can do it, I can do it too. Now you're inspiring other people. You're becoming a good light in a dark situation. Find that best beam, shine it bright, because it's all up to you what you do next. You have a blank chapter where you finished one, but now you're able to tell your story in the next one. And it's not over. The chapters are not done until God says this is it. So while you're still here, you still have chapters that need to be written. You are the light that shines bright in this dark world. And if you shine your light bright, that's what makes this world so beautiful, because it's the world that God has created. God has created this beautiful, beautiful world. But if you decide to stay in darkness, that's where you're going to stay, in the dark. You have to shine that beam bright and let the light shine where you are. That's where the light is. And it's beautiful. The world is beautiful because not only is it the world God gave, but you see in the world as this beautiful, blessed place that He has made. But the beautiful thing about it is that everything that you're able to do, everything that you're able to accomplish, you give it up to Him. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all just don't know. I've gone through so much in my life. Being a quadriplegic, having a spinal cord injury. I've gone through so much, but nothing stops me. Every single day I keep on going. Every single day I keep on thriving. This is not my end. This is just a bump in the road. This is not going to be my final stop. I know and I believe that God is going to help me achieve my goal of being able to focus on my future goals for it works, and being able to work my hardest so that I can achieve my goal. And I know that God's got me and is with me. And if He's with me, nobody's going to stop me. I am going to thrive the best way I can. And knowing that everything that I do is a miracle from Him. I'm a miracle. And I'm so thankful. And I'm happy. Knowing that one of these days, I'll be able to accomplish my goals and achieve my goals and start being able to focus on what God has in store for me. Because I know I'm not going to be in this wheelchair forever. This is just a little bump in the road, but the end result and what's over the horizon, so much greater, so much better. And all I can say is, I'm excited and going along for the ride. So, that being said, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I thank you for everything that you have done as far as being my support system, helping me along the way, being the best person I can be for myself. I truly thank you guys. So, hope you guys have a blessed one. Have a blessed day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Much love.